The next time you leave something out for bulky trash, it's just possible that Link Davidson will turn it into garden art. From the roadside, old barns, friends moving sales, or downright dumpster diving, Link extended his limited budget by reinventing the wheel of garden design.
I've found that there are things that catch my attention and there are things that don't, and it's kind of on the fly. It's hard to say. Sometimes something will tell me what it wants to be and I'll take it. Sometimes something will tell me I'm not going to work for you and I leave it.
Link developed a discerning eye for trash when he started gardening at the house he rented. After he bought it in 2007, he spent even more time building up slopes into beds and creating a certified wildlife habitat.
When I moved in 2001, there was nothing in this yard except weeds, and the weeds were probably a good 2.5 feet tall. I like to call it the accidental yard because I never intended to landscape it, but here we are.
He accidentally got into scavenges too, like the granite blocks his former landlord rescued when Hancock Center's old walkways were removed. Link began to see potential art in yesterday's leftovers.
Think openly, think widely, and you'll find sometimes that using items not intended for the purpose in mind are actually less expensive. If someone tells you this is lath, it's not necessarily lath. It can be a screen for a fence, for instance.
His outlook can disguise eyesores too, like a drainage pipe, now hidden under a grassy berm. It took a lot of work to get it home, but he couldn't pass up an abandoned I-beam to finish off the new space. Some things are sentimental, like the bathtub from his dad's childhood home. Others were lucky finds when Link answered the door to opportunity's knock. In back, he turned a problematic slope into a 2-story room by excavating soil and securing it with truckloads of rock from his former landlord's ranch. The upper story also gave him room for a cabana, started with a discarded bed frame. Of course, he appointed it with scavenges. As he uncovered the Caliche Ridge, Link's design radar went up. He promoted moss to give it new credentials.
It was something I can't take full credit for. Nature built this nice little area. I just had to find it.
On the new first floor, even discarded marbles add to his decor, where he and partner Doug Carpenter often entertain. But Link has learned how to be discriminating with plants and accents.
For a while, I went a little nuts and just about anything and everything found its way onto my driveway. And next thing I knew, I had a carport that wasn't looking all too nice, and I doubt the neighbors enjoyed looking at it either. So I had to start figuring out a better system. For instance, the sinks I have around the yard, I don't choose just any sink. It has to have a certain look to it, a standalone look. I've had friends and acquaintances want to give me things, and I don't know sometimes that people understand that there actually is an aesthetic to dumpster diving.
But even at home, he finds a way to use leftovers, like for his Easter Island sculpture.
It's just a lot more fun to try to make these things rather than rely on the corporate-made versions. I think it's more interesting to look at, it's more fun to play with, and again, it's typically cheaper. So there's a payoff on so many levels.